To understand the newly revised National Core Art Standards, it's very important to first understand um, that a group of artists got together. And what I mean by artists is I mean um, visual artists, uh, actors, musicians, media arts people, and dancers got together and they decided that the commonality among those performing arts and visual arts are that um, in each one of them, an artist, and I use that term loosely, artists engage in four different processes when they're involved in their craft. And those different artistic processes are creating, performing, responding, and connecting to the arts. Okay, so musicians, what it means to be a musician is it means to create music, it means to perform music, it means to respond to music, and it means to connect to music. So those are the four overarching general standards. And then what happens is that this group of individuals who got together, they started breaking them down based on your field. So we're going to look at these today based on the music field. So what you can do is you can go down here to the handbook section, okay, and you can go to standards at a glance. And let's just start with regular music. You're going to notice there's music, that's K through 12, what we would call general music. But then there's also a strand that's called harmonizing instruments. So that's piano instruction, guitar instruction, ukulele instruction, etc. Then there's a strand called composition and theory for composition and theory classes. And there's also something called traditional and emerging ensembles. And what this means is your traditional band, choir, and orchestra, and also other maybe more avant-garde ensembles for the schools, such as a mariachi ensemble or perhaps a jazz ensemble or anything else that you could think of. And then there's one more strand called music technology. There are a lot of music technology classes in secondary schools. So there's standards for all of those based on those four artistic processes. So let's just look right now at composition and theory just to give us an idea of these processes. Okay? So when you click on the handbook, you're going to come to something that looks like this. And you see that here it says creating down the side. And what this is basically saying is that within the idea of creating music, you go through a process that includes imagining, planning and making music, evaluating and refining the music, and then presenting the music, sharing your music with others. So you have creating, and then if you scroll down, you have performing, and here's another process such as selecting repertoire, analyzing that repertoire. Then musicians tend to interpret it, rehearse, evaluate, and refine it, and then present it to an audience of some kind, okay? And it keeps going with the other processes as well. So let's go up to creating, okay? So I would look at these standards and you see it says proficient, accomplished, and advanced. In other words, this is the lowest level of achievement. This is for people who are a little bit more experienced students, and then these are for more experienced students who are interested in advanced instruction. And what it's saying that the goal is for students to meet these standards. So you're going to see right here, here's a standard, for example, okay? So when you're referring to these standards and you're thinking about your course learning objectives, your student learning objectives for your course, it's really, really important to consult your standards. So if you're talking about, for example, students who don't have a lot of music experience but who are at the high school level, you're going to want to start here with high school proficient. So if I was creating maybe a film scoring course, for example, for my sticky music course idea, I would think about, okay, well, this is saying that they can describe how sounds and short musical ideas can be used to represent personal experiences, moods, visual images, and or storylines. And I'm going to think about, okay, how can I bring that to life and include that in my student learning objectives? Let's go back here for a second. One more thing that you can do is customize your own handbook. If you click on this, and then you can click on music, and then the specific. Okay, so let's say we want to go with music technology. I want to do high school for now. I want to just look at proficient. Okay, and then I go down here and I click on go to your custom handbook, and voila, okay, I have right here all the different standards at my disposal. So I encourage you to play with this website a little bit. It can be a little daunting at first, so it's just something that you just need to play with over and over again and explore.